Staff Sergeant Albert J. Miller died April 19, 2019, serving during Operation Freedom Sentinel. Richmond, NH. The Department of Defense says a member of the United States Air Force from New Hampshire has died in a non-combat related incident. The death of 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Albert J. Miller of Richmond, New Hampshire, at the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar was announced Saturday. The incident that led to Miller's death Friday is under investigation. Miller was assigned to the 736th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron at Dover Air Force Base, Delaware. He was supporting Operation Freedom Sentinel. MURTV reports that Col Joel Safranek, the commander of the 436th Airlift Wing, says the wing extends its deepest sympathies and heartfelt condolences to the Miller family, friends, and fellow airmen. Miller was a crew chief for a C-17 Globemaster transport plane. Without memory, there is no culture. Without memory, there would be no civilization, no society, no future. So please share this video to remember our soldier. You will always be in our hearts, our soldier. Make America great again.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. And on behalf of Michelle and myself, welcome to the White House. And thank you, General Carver, for that beautiful invocation. We are a nation of more than 300 million Americans. Of these, less than 1% wears the uniform of our armed services. And of these, just a small fraction has earned the badges of our Special Operations Forces. In the finest military the world has ever known, these warriors are the best of the best. In an era that prizes celebrity and status, they are quiet professionals, never seeking the spotlight. In a time of war, they have borne a burden far beyond their small numbers, training foreign militaries to stand on their own, bringing schools and medicine to remote villages, and taking to the terrorists and insurgents who plot against us. Few Americans ever see their service, but all Americans are safer because of it, and our hearts swell with pride just hearing their names, including the legendary Green Berets. Today, it is my privilege to present our nation's highest military decoration, the Medal of Honor, to one of these remarkable soldiers, Staff Sergeant Robert J. Miller. To do so, we are joined by Vice President Biden and from the Miller's family's home state of Florida, a leader who helped make this day possible, Congresswoman Suzanne Cosmos. We are joined by leaders from across my administration, including Secretary of Defense Robert Gates, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Admiral Mike Mullen, and leaders from our armed forces, including Army Secretary John McHugh and Chief of Staff General George Casey, as well as Commander of Special Operations Command Admiral Eric Olson. We are honored to be joined by Rob's fellow soldiers in whose ranks he served, his teammates from Alpha Company, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Special Forces Group from Fort Bragg, and those who now welcome him into their ranks, members of the Medal of Honor Society. Most of all, we welcome more than 100 of Rob's friends and family, especially his father Phil his mother Maureen, and his many brothers and sisters. It has been said that courage is not simply one of the virtues, but the form of every virtue at the testing point. For Rob Miller, the testing point came nearly 3 years ago, deep in a snowy Afghan valley. But the courage he displayed that day reflects every virtue that defined his life. Rob was wise beyond his years. Growing up in Wheaton, Illinois, outside of Chicago, he was the boy in school who penned a poem about American GIs in World War II. Men, like the soldier Rob would become himself, who, he said, fought day and night, fighting for what they thought was right. Rob was born to lead. The high school gymnast who trained so hard his coach had to kick him out at night so they could close the gym. He was the Army recruit who pushed himself to his limits, both physically and mentally, to earn the title Green Beret. He was the Special Forces soldier who, on his first tour in Afghanistan, earned 2 Army Commendation Medals for his valor. Devotion to duty, an abiding sense of honor, a profound love of country.